Hi, this is Tara from Inspired into Action with another interview from another one of our business owners. Today we are talking with Niki Monty. How are you doing, Niki?
I'm great, Tara. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for being available to interview with us and share your knowledge about your business and also some tips that can help others out there. Niki, could you tell us about what you do and how you got started?
So I am a makeup artist. All things makeup. I perform makeup and eyelash services, brow shaping services. I started about 9 years ago. I had just always had a love and a passion for makeup since I was a teenage girl. And I actually started working at Mac as a way to earn some part-time money. So Mac really kind of propelled me into the money-making aspect of my craft. I stayed there for about a year and I got married. And I knew that I couldn't have a full-time job, a part-time job, and a husband. So I just, wasn't ready to make that commitment and be excellent in all areas. So I resigned from Mac, but I still continue to freelance, and that's what I do now.
All right, cool. Cool. And so you said you've been doing that ever since when?
Since 2008, I've been freelancing.
All right, cool,
So,
cool. What has been one of the hardest things or some challenges that you've experienced since you started your business? And how have you worked to overcome those?
I think when you're in entrepreneurship, there's the most challenging part is what's the best decision to make at any given time. There are always decisions to make, and all of them can be pivotal. They can make or break your business depending on where you are in business. So really just learning to use wisdom and do research and pray and, just hear about what's the best thing to do, because every opportunity in business is not the best opportunity.
Yeah, that is correct.
Right.
So what inspired you to start? You said you always liked makeup, and you were you got married, so you had to sort of freelance. But to take it to another level where it became like something that you promoted as your own business, how did you get inspired to start doing that?
I want to be excellent in everything I do. I mean, I've always just kind of wanted to be the best in whatever avenue. And this is, since grade school. So I didn't kind of just want to say, oh, I'm a makeup artist. You know what I mean? I wanted to have it be an established business that both I myself and my clients would respect. So actually, I did makeup for about 5 years without a website, without a real kind of business card. It was just, kind of referrals and passing my number out. And I really can't remember what kind of prompted me to say you need to tighten this up, but it was just my desire to kind of make it more excellent. So in 2012, I kind of revamped everything. I put a studio in my house. I got a website. And after that, like shortly after, maybe a month or two, I got my first celebrity client. So it was just, it was really a testament to kind of, putting things in place so that I was in a position to kind of get the clientele that I was seeking.
That's cool. That's really good. So what are 3 things that you can share with us, some skills that entrepreneurs should have?
Well, skills is one. A lot of people start things because it looks good to say that you have your own business, but I've always wanted to deliver the type of quality that I advertise. How many times have you seen something that looks good, or somebody's website is cute, or their business card is pretty, and you patronize their service and it's not what you thought it would be. So one thing I would say is skills. Education isn't free. So sometimes we have to invest there. But if your budget is limited, YouTube, Google is a great classroom, books at the library. I mean, you can always build your knowledge base for minimal income.
Yes.
The second thing I would say is to be people oriented. You know, treat your potential customers or clients the way that you would want to be treated as a consumer.
Mm-hmm.
So always think about the type of product or service that you would like to receive,
Yes.
and how you would want to be treated if you were on the other end of, you know, if you were on the opposite end of being the business owner. The last thing I would say is just be open to growth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, expansion is always good in the sense of expanding services, expanding knowledge base, just expanding what you and your business have to offer. You know, if anything's not, of course, growing, is dying. So, you know,
Yes,
just
that's
be
true.
open to change and growth because, you know, cupcakes may have been good 2 years ago, but now, you know, there may be another trend or whatever your field is, just kind of always be open to doing better.
Okay, that's great. You alluded to that you have a family. How have you been able to manage being your own boss and also being there for your family?
Coffee. I mean, really, it's. I was just talking to someone about this earlier today. It's just kind of like you got to do it, and you know, the snowstorm times like the snowstorm, they provide good breaks. You know,
Yes.
for you to get naps and some R and not have to take the kids to school, and you know, you got to take those downtimes and soak them up so that you get fueled again to go on and do the things that you need to do. We probably get a good 5.5 hours of sleep. So my husband and I go to bed about 12. We wake up between 5:30 and 6.
Mm.
And that's just the life we're living right now. We know that
Yes.
it's going to pay off and one day we'll be able to vacation and rest like we want to, but you kind of got to dig your heels in. You know, my kids are in bed. I'm doing this now. A lot of the things that I do for my business take place after their sleep. Today, I went to soccer practice so that I could sit there and write, you know, while my daughter's playing soccer. So you just got to make it work however you can.
Yeah, you do have to make it work and stick with it because
Yes.
when they're gone, they start their own lives and you still have your life. So just
Yes.
like you work on your marriage, you gotta work on your business as
Yes.
well.
Yes. That is so true. So
Yes,
true.
yes. So what are some action steps that people can take that you think that people could take right now? Maybe like you alluded to, like maybe you don't have a lot of money, you can get some education from YouTube. What are some other action steps that people could take right now if they want to get started in their business?
Well, I still believe in journals. I like to write, so I always have like a pen, and I'm always writing or jotting stuff down. So a simple action step is just kind of envisioning what you want your business to be and documenting that. Because what I've found is that even once my business was established, I would go back to what I originally intended my business to be to kind of reference, just to kind of keep you, you know, on the path that you initially charted out. So one thing I would say is to kind of get a vision and to write it down. If you can find a mentor, you know, it may seem like it's like you're giving up your time, but you're learning.
Yes.
So if you're able to find a mentor or somebody to shadow or somebody to just watch, me, you know, with something like makeup, there are a lot of tutorials available. Or you
Hmm.
can go to like a Sephora or a Mac counter and shop products, test them on the back of your hand, you know, see what things you like, you know, see what new products are out there. All of these things are free. Like research, education can cost, but research can also be free. So,
Right.
you know, that's where I would start. Because the mechanics of the business aren't the hard, you know, that isn't the hard part.
Hmm.
Once you get in a groove with, you know, entrepreneurship and kind of setting up what you want your business to be, that's the easy part. But you need to have the knowledge to be able to effectively run your business.
Yeah, someone's gonna ask you what. There's a lot of makeup artists out here. There's a lot of people that are interested in doing what you do. What distinguishes you from other people, and how did you go about making that distinction?
I would say what distinguishes me is just my attitude and my personality. You know, I haven't had, I can't recall any dissatisfied clients.
Hmm.
Um, But I think I've created an atmosphere where I allow them to express what they want, and I let them know that I'm committed to carrying that out on their behalf, because that's what they've contracted me to do.
Okay.
And our industry gets a bad rap for, being bougie, or, being rock starish, in the sense that the makeup artist thinks they're more of the celebrity than the client. And that's just not me, and I've never wanted to be treated like that. So I'm just always very mindful and conscious of how I treat people, even when I've had to say no. I have a price list, a price guide. I've had people come to me and my prices were outside the budget. And if I wasn't willing to compromise, even in my declining, it's been polite,
Right.
or I may decline and say, hey, I can't do it for that amount, but here's another artist that I know, who may be willing to do the service for that fee. But I just always make sure I maintain that relationship with them.
Yeah. That's a good way. That's a good thing, because at the end of the day, they're going to remember that about you and your business.
Yes.
So that's really great. Thank you, Nikki, for sharing the information. If they want to get in contact with you, how can they reach you?
The website is www.styleseat.com/Niki Monty. So style and seat are spelled the traditional ways, and Niki Monty is Niki, Nikimonty, one word.
Okay. And what about your email address?
It's nikimonty@me.com.
Okay. All right, great. And also, if you have any comments or questions, you can always feel free to put them below the YouTube box, and Nikki will be able to contact you and get back to you. Thank you again for doing this interview with us. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right. Have a good evening.
You too.